met Scott Wallace numerous times while walking around Coral Harbor Base. He always had a pleasant smile. He was always courteous and very friendly to talk to.
One time in training, our shore leave was taken from us, at least the very first shore leave was taken from us due to one of our roommates saying that this place is sucks. Nobody gets to go home. So we looking at our squatty pudgy and saying, well, why would you say that? Because it.
Some 15 years ago when I was job changed to the engineering department, particularly Hull, I met Wallace, and as I entered the door my first time with him, he said, "Oh, you the new welder? You come to weld? Well, son, plenty hard work over here. I hope you're ready for it." And from then, we got a bond and we work well together.
So, as we were ready to fight, Scott Wallace just say, "Hey, I can't stand to look at your ugly faces anymore. I need to go home." So that just automatically break the mood, and from there on in, he was just a giant of a person where he could diffuse anything.
At one point, as we were sailing, I remember a time when he, out of curiosity, he always saw me down in the aft sleeping area making up a bed in the quarters. And he came to me and he said, "Leading," I was a leading at that time. And he said, "Leading, why are you always making up your bed in the quarters?" I say, "Son, junior man, listen." I say, "I'm old. I'm a woman." I say, "And be wise with it. I need 2 sets of both, one for calm weather and one for rough weather." And I say, "As you know, the female section, when it's rough, nobody, not even the best of seamen, just venture down there."
Scott Wallace, since I get to know him, is disciplinarian. He loves to be, he's a dedicated, committed, and loving, especially to his family. He always speaking to me with his family, his kids, his 2 kids and his wife.
Oh, but Scott was an incredible young man, a devoted father, a hard worker, a loving husband, and he was one of the best I've been around. He had a passion for what he do. He's a very, very nice person, and he was an incredible Marine.
A family man, very protective of his family.
During the period of my illness, Scott Wallace did everything that he could to help me.
He was very respectful and very friendly.
Very intelligent, hardworking. Well, he was a wonderful person.
He had a dry sense of humor about him that was unescapable.
As time went on, I worked with Scott Wallace, and Scott Wallace eventually became like a son to me.
He was always my go-to man in terms of working in the trenches. There are times when I have to call on him to carry out work on craft needing to go to sea. And if he is off on vacation or enjoying some time off, when I call, his first response would be, "For you," only because it's you I even answer my phone. And so I would thank him for his response and begin to explain why I need him to come back to work or to come into work.
Short-tempered person when he's ready, but he never really gone above and beyond to cause no problems. He said what was on his mind, and he meant that.
There are times when I can tell Scott is ticked off by something or by someone. And I would walk up to him or I would call him in my office and say, "Scott, who ticked you off? What's going on? Is everything okay?" And he would, nod his head in the direction of the section south of us to indicate, who ticked him off.
We was working on the elevator some years back, when me and him was on the elevator working. We was doing some work on the bottom of the elevator. We had some long hours. We had some challenges. We had some disagreements. We had some arguments, you know, over some way things supposed to be fixed, etc. But I can recall, you know, man, that one day he even didn't say a word to me, and that was one of the most hardest things for me. He sat right there and he watched me, and he didn't say a word because he was angry. But I can remember that day clearly that I needed him, and he didn't speak to me. And I can recall on the other repair and the bottom well, me and him welding together, and he didn't speak to me for a whole day. But he is truly, truly a great friend and an excellent person that I will always, always remember.
My most memorable event with Scott was when he came off the U.S. Coast Guard training ship in Gentian. There he spent a year.
One of my most memorable experience with working along with Scott Wallace was releasing him to run a maintenance team and watch him get the job done.
Because the shipyard at the time had a lot of young Marines who needed training in the various aspects of hull engineering. Scott came back loaded with all this information and training, and he imparted that. He gathered the young Marines together, and he showed them what needs to be done, how it needs to be done in terms of fiberglass, welding, whatever it entails as far as hull repair.
One of my most memorable experiences with Scott would have been our 6-week exams, whereas he was sort of not one of our fastest runners, and one of the instructors would have asked me to run with him to make sure he passed his 1.5 miles.
The shipyard took another leap as far as having the lower deck really train and accomplishing various tasks. So we were at the point then where we could send a junior Marine to carry out a task rather than a senior. And to me that stood out more than anything. We took another leap, another level up because of that.
So during our running with the 1.5 miles, I ran with him, keep talking him, egging him on. So as we going up to the halfway round, he say, "Well, Gio, I ready to stop." And I tell him, I say, "You can't stop." He say, "Well, why not?" I say, "At first and foremost, you have a woman beating you in the entry, so you can't stop and let them beat you." And he say, "Okay." So I told him as we going on, he say, "You want to stop again?" So I say, "Okay, you can't stop." So he say, "Why not?" I said, "Because we have some bears to get later when we get shortly." So he said, "Okay, that's all."
When I first heard about Scott's passing, my first thought was, there's got to be fake news.
I heard it from Marine Mechanic Ray Strawn first when he called me around 2:10 and asked me if I heard the bad news. I said, "What bad news you talking about, boy?" He told me, "Theo Wallace." I said, "Man, don't talk stupidness," because he made me up on my sleep.
So what I did, I called a few comrades to confirm whether what I was hearing was true or not. After the confirmation came in, I was deeply shocked and saddened.
So when he said that, he said, "Yeah, Chief, Theo Wallace, he gone." I said, "You got to be kidding, gone where?" So he said, "He passed away." So when he said that, I just let it drop my cell phone and tears just run out my eyes.
When I got the message that he had passed away, one of my squaddies would call me that morning and say, "Scott dead." It was like a state of shock and disbelief.
Wow. Well, when I heard that I was actually duty that night when I heard that the news that he passed. I was devastated, man. I was torn inside. I never cried like that over a friend like that, the way that it affected me. And right up to this day, I'm still choked up over it, and I'm trying to be able to cope with it as I move along day by day.
When I came to work, and as I was entering the gate, I was told by one of the Marines that Petty Officer Scott Wallace had passed away that night.
I couldn't fathom it, I couldn't comprehend it, couldn't understand it. And he kept talking and I just gone in a blank state. So
it was really, really hard losing a true friend, somebody I always confide in for opinions and decisions on, especially on welding and so forth.
I was so saddened that I had to put away my bags, walked out of the office to clear my head.
it really like crushed, and it's still crushing because me and him was in the same room going for, and he was a very, very good friend of mine, and just it's still unfathomable, and I just can't put words to ever describe it, to see how it happened, or what had happened, or why it happened.
I always thought that I would be gone when Scott Wallace will still be around. I don't know what God is doing, but I have to trust Him.
I then spoke with his senior rank Chief Petty Officer Roll, who also confirmed that he had died. I spent that morning crying, knowing that Scott Wallace was a good friend and I had spoken to him earlier.
Still to this day, I don't understand how come, because I still don't believe that he's passed. And even to this day, I just still cry to myself, especially when I'm alone in my office, and I look at the chair where he normally be in. It has bothered me to this day that Wallace is not there, and I will not even get a chance to tell him, well, bye. But like I say, God plans. God have different plans than mine, so whatever the Father do is well done to me.
Would like for his wife to know that I appreciate the service of her husband.
I say to be strong and encourage. Lay your burdens at the feet of the Lord, for He will carry you through.
He was a hell of a man, hell of a squad, hell of a brother, hell of a friend. He will be missed, but know that he left a legacy that can never be replaced. He left a foundation in our hearts, and my heart personally, that could never, nobody could replace it, nobody could take it back.
Scott Wallace, although you're not present with us at this time, but we will always remember you.
Take your rest. You have done your part. You know, you made a significant contribution to the organization and to the whole department on a whole. You know what I mean? So I would say to him, you know, you was on the right road to fulfilling your purpose. So continue to take your rest, and you truly, truly will be missed. You know what I mean? Because you were the future. And we truly will have a hard shoe to fill in trying to fill out your absentee and you know that you left us. But take your rest, good buddy. We miss you, mate.
I'll meet you across the river.
You are a good friend, a good colleague. Scott Wallace, rest in peace, my brother.
Scott Wallace, I need for you to know that I think you're gone too soon.
Today I am Lead Mechanic S. Wallace of the Royal Bahamas Defence Force. I currently have 17 years of service with the Royal Bahamas Defence Force. The department I'm stationed in is called Hull Engineer or Shipyard. Our primary responsibilities are welding, plumbing, carpentry, and fiberglass repair. Okay, our primary reason for needing welding in the Royal Bahamas Defence Force is because the ships are made out of steel and aluminum, and being in this type of environment where you have salt, water, on air, it causes corrosion. So what we then have to do is repair. Once the ship is too far gone, we'll have to cut out these metals and replace them with new metal. And that's where the welder comes in. So to anyone out there who has previous welding skills or wish to learn how to weld, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force is a great platform to start on, because I came here not knowing how to weld, but through wanting to know the trade and persons here helping you, teaching you, and then you also offered courses to go away and improve on your skills.